This is Chevy Sunday Kickoff on CBS 3.
You are looking live at the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey. In about an hour and a half, the 11-2 Eagles will hook up with the 2-11 New York Giants. The Birds are NFC East champs, but there is plenty to watch in this game. Happy Sunday Fun Day and welcome to the Chevy Sunday Kickoff. I'm Don Bell. Leslie Van Arsdal is going to join us here live in just a few moments from MetLife Stadium. This is the game to watch. Why? Because it's the first one life after Carson. This is the play that reshaped a dream season. Last week against the Rams, Wentz running into the end zone for a touchdown. The play was called back, but the damage was done. Wentz tearing his ACL and the Eagles clenching the NFC East. Here's what Malcolm Jenkins told the team after the game.
Let's get that out of the way, man. Carson being out of this, bro, that sucks. But dig this, we can set this up for whoever is in this room. This is what we ride with, man. We set it. We all we got. We all we need. Believe that feels great, man. Celebrate that. Know where we at. But at the end of the day, man, we got bigger goals. So we get back to work, man. You know what's in our minds, bro. Championships, and that's it. Nothing short of that. No excuses. Don't blink. This right here, this kind of win on the road, that's big. This is not going your way the whole time, and it don't matter. Gotta be pretty. We just need a W. That's the mentality from here on out, man. Let's go. I'm proud of y'all boys, man. Family on three. 1, 2, 3.
Don't blink. Wentz had surgery to repair the injury on Wednesday, and all the indications, including this tweet, are that the surgery was a success. Carson side by side with his girlfriend, and he says the comeback now officially begins. As of right now, there is no timetable for his return. We now bring in Leslie Van Arsdal from the Meadowlands. It's time to make the transition from the Wentz wagon to Nick Foles, and hopefully he'll be known as Saint Nick moving forward. Les.
Oh, Don, we sure hope so. You can see some of the guys warming up behind me here in a very chilly MetLife Stadium. But yes, back in March when they signed Nick Foles, they did it as an insurance policy in case anything happened to Carson. Obviously, the worst did happen, so they need to cash in on that policy. And I'll tell you, all of these players on this team are 100% sure that Nick can get the job done.
I don't think this team is just made of one person. I mean, it's a team. Nick going to step in and do a really good job. Nobody want to see anybody in this league get hurt. And for us to lose our starting quarterback is, it's a lot. But, let's not forget that, Nick is a really good player too. Nick is a Pro Bowler. Nick is a, Pro Bowl MVP. And, they don't just hand those trophies out. So we're excited for Nick, and we're all behind him.
Nick Foles takes over for a team that is already a division champion. The 11-2 Eagles can get a first-round bye with a win on Sunday and can lock up that home field advantage with one more win or a loss by the Vikings.
We've seen Nick in an Eagles uniform before, and the last time we saw him, he played really well. He's a veteran. We see him every day, man. He knows the offense. He's an efficient guy. For us, it's next man up, and we keep moving.
Yeah, I feel very confident Foles all the way around. The way he thinks about taking chances and the way he can execute it as well.
It wasn't that long ago the city fell in love with Foles. In 2013, he stepped in for an injured Michael Vick and went 8-2, tying an NFL record with 7 touchdowns in a game and set a new league mark for passer rating by a second-year quarterback.
I think we have an offensive line that can protect him and give him the opportunity to make those throws. So I think, Nick's proven that he can play if the pieces are around him and if everything's set up to put him in a successful situation.
Now, Nick Foles is a much different quarterback than Carson Wentz, but I feel he has a more catchable ball. Sometimes Carson Wentz just kind of slings it. And he also has Zach Ertz. He'll be back. He was out last week with a concussion, so that's someone he's very familiar with. So, Don, all good things. Let's just hope for the best and maybe get a little help from the Vikings in between.
That's right. Got to stay positive. Leslie, thank you. We'll check back with Leslie Van Arsdal in just a few minutes. But first, today's game will have a different look with Foles under center. We'll see the usual suspects, but the game plan could be different. Here's Pat Gallen in this week's Pat G's 3 to See.
The first thing to see this week is how the Eagles respond to their biggest loss of the season, the loss of quarterback Carson Wentz. It was an MVP season for Wentz, who finishes with nearly 3,300 yards, 33 touchdowns, and just 7 interceptions. It's a massive blow to a team that was ready to take the NFC and seriously compete for a Super Bowl. However, despite the setback, the coach believes and thinks you should too.
The fans out there, they can't, you can't lose faith. I mean, this has been a resilient football team all season long. And, you know, if there's ever an opportunity for me as a head football coach to rally the troops, you know, now might be the time.
The second thing to see is how they decide to run the offense with Nick Foles in charge. Doug Peterson hinted that nothing would be altered, but he should look to lean heavily on a trio of running backs that can get the job done. Jay Ajayi has rushed for 7 yards per carry as an Eagle. LeGarrette Blount continues to bang and bruise to the tune of 4.6 yards per rush, and Corey Clement has been a solid third option, popping off some big gains this season. Look for the second-ranked rushing offense to run toward the playoffs. And finally, let's see if the defense can make up for the loss on the other side of the ball. They'll need to continue as the #1 ranked rushing defense, but also they'll need to keep creating turnovers at a solid rate. They rank 4th in the NFL with a +8 turnover ratio, and that will be important for the stretch run and the playoffs. And that's Pat G's 3 to C.
All right, Pat, thank you. Now let's head back up to the Meadowlands where Leslie Van Arsdal is waiting with the voice of the Eagles. Leslie.
And Don, I'm here with the man who needs absolutely no introduction, but I will anyway. The great Merrill Reese, the voice of the Eagles. Thank you so much for joining me on this
great Leslie Van Arsdal.
chilly day. What should we expect to see from Nick Foles today?
I think Nick is a very good quarterback. I've spoken with him a lot this week. He's very, very grounded. He knows what he's doing. He's not a deer in the headlights. We saw that last week in Los Angeles at a very, very critical time of the game. He didn't look scared. In fact, he threw one of the great passes to Aguilar for a first down, a key first down. So I think Nick is going to be just fine, thank you.
What do you have to say about the importance of chemistry? Because he hasn't had a lot of time with these starters. How important is that chemistry?
But he's been around from day one of the preseason. And he's comfortable with these guys, and these guys are comfortable with him. They spent a lot of extra time this week just to get on the same page. I think Nick Foles is going to be fine. My only concern, Leslie, is the left side of the offensive line. I seriously doubt that they're going to have Wisniewski. They'll have Chance Warmack. They'll have Isaac Siamalo. So hopefully those guys will do okay. But if the offensive line gives him a little time, Nick will do his job. He's a very accurate passer.
Absolutely. Tell me how you would approach this game today.
I would approach it as a very important game. They have something going. They want to nail down that first round bye. They are the NFC East champions.
Love that.
You go in. I read a very interesting thing in the New York Post this morning about Bill Parcells. They interviewed Bill Parcells, and he went back to 1990 when his Giants won the Super Bowl with a backup quarterback. Phil Simms went down in December. In came Jeff Hostetler. He said it's not so much that the team, that each guy has to step up, it's that the team has to play at a championship level to be champions. And that you have to do whether it's Carson Wentz or whether it's Nick Foles behind center. So if everybody just continues to do your job, don't press. Play the kind of football that made you 11-2, and you can keep this thing going.
And they have had, just like you're saying, that mentality, next man up. You know, step up and do your job. And I think that's gotten them there.
Well, that has, and they have an excellent coaching staff. Doug Peterson has been very authoritative. He's been a good motivator, and he has a great staff. So I think they're going to be okay. I really do. I'm not about to say Wentz is out, so there goes the Super Bowl chances. No, it makes it more difficult because we know what Carson Wentz means and has meant to this team. But at the same time, it's not that you're taking somebody like Davis Webb, who's the third quarterback of the New York Giants, or Geno Smith, who has had very little extended success. You're taking a big, strong guy who's an accurate passer, who's a very smart quarterback, who pays the price, who does the work. I think they're going to be just fine.
Give us your one key to this game.
Well, one key to the game is against the offensive line. I think that's the key. Give him a little time. But you can attack the Giants. You are going against the 32nd out of 32 teams in the National Football League
I
defense.
like those odds, yes.
That's not a very good defense.
No.
And you talk about offensive lines. The Giants have had that problem since training camp. So they ought to get after Eli Manning, and I think they're going to get after him a lot. They're going to make a miserable day for Eli Manning. Of course, if you give him time, he's a very accurate passer. However, keep in mind, with the exception of their two, Sterling Shepard and Roger Lewis, the other 4 wide receivers are practice squad guys. So this is definitely not the roster that arrived at the link on September 27th. This is a watered-down roster. Now, the Eagles have had key injuries also, but not like this team. This team right now has lost its coach, its general manager, and in 4 letters, they are a mess. I look for a resounding Eagles victory today.
I think you're making a lot of people feel very good right now, Merrill. Thank you so much. And, Don, we're going to send it back to you.
Odell Beckham Jr. now walking through that door. Guys, thank you. Time for our first break, but when we return, the airwaves of Sports Radio 94 WIP were busy this week with fans wondering what's next. We check in with Ike Reese and Johnny Marks in the Buzz.
That's what we've been talking about.
There's the gift he wants, then there's the gift he needs. This year, they're the same.
Now at Men's Warehouse, take 60% off coats and sweaters. Suits on sale for $199, plus it's buy one, get one free on select items.
You're gonna like the way he looks.
Automatic emergency braking.
It stopped for you.
Standard on Nissan's most popular models. Hurry, the 2017s are almost gone. Get 0% financing for up to 60 months on Ultima, or get a low $99 per month lease on Sentra. See Star Wars The Last Jedi, now playing.
Don't miss holiday savings at K&G. Buy one men's suit, get 2 free. Plus Van Heusen Flex Collar dress shirts, 2 for $35. And 'tis the season for men's outerwear. Buy one, get one 50% off. Unwrap big savings at K&G.
Jim's on starting at 4:30 a.m. with Rahel, only on Eyewitness News.
Welcome back to Chevy Sunday Kickoff. Some fans have been in a funk. There's been some doom and gloom, as you might expect, and it all seemed to come out this week on the airwaves at Sports Radio 94 WIP. Here's Ike Reese and Johnny Marks in the Buzz.
All right, Ike, big game this weekend, obviously up in New York, but the big story this week wasn't the game. It was Carson Wentz going down, and can Nick Foles jump in and lead the team into the playoffs and to the big game? That's what we've been talking about all week.
Well, listen, when you're talking about replacing the MVP of the league, which we all believe Carson Wentz has played at an MVP level and should be the front runner to receive the MVP award this week, that's certainly going to be a tall task. But I think the Eagles are in a great situation where they did a great job of bringing in a veteran quarterback, someone who knows the system, and they did this early in the offseason. So getting Nick Foles back here this offseason is proven to be huge because he doesn't have to necessarily to get familiar with the team, familiar with the playbook. These are things that he knows pretty much already, and being thrust into action last week against the Rams under those circumstances and the way that he performed and handled it, I mean, I don't think you can ask for a better backup to come in and fill Carson's shoes.
Familiar with the city, the system, Doug really has bonded with Carson in a short amount of time. We've been talking about it all week. Right from Jump Street, we said everything's going to be all right. Obviously, you'd rather have Carson Wentz, and you're taking a little bit of a step down with Nick Foles, but not that much. So both of us have been saying all week, we're not expecting that much of a drop-off, but it's obviously a big game coming up this weekend in New York. I can't tell you one person that we've talked to that said the Eagles are going to lose this week. Right. All you have to do is get the one win. Now you've clinched at least a bye for the first round, and then if you get one more, you're guaranteed for being the #1 overall seed. But easy game this weekend, Ike, from a player's perspective. Do you have to look out for maybe taking the Giants too attitude lately?
I don't think so, and I think the circumstances won't allow for this team to sort of look at the Giants' record and then have some sort of a letdown. If you hear the words, the comments coming out of the locker room from the players, I thought Doug did a great job Monday at his first press conference the day after Carson was injured, and his message was not just to the fans of Philadelphia to stay the course and believe in the team, and there's no I in team, and the goals don't change. That message was for his players as well, and you can tell the players received the message because that's all we've heard from the guys throughout the week. And again, this isn't any type of a slight towards Carson. I just feel like when I hear the veterans on the team, the Malcolm Jenkinses, the Fletcher Coxes, Brandon Graham, Brent Selleck, all these guys, they believe in what they've been building on all year long. They believe in the team. They believe in the coaches that they have. They believe in the system. And more importantly, they aren't letting anything distract them from the goals that they set before the season. Here's the thing I love about this team, right? Before the season, everybody on the outside had low expectations. They had high expectations. And now that they've exceeded those expectations in our eyes, now all of a sudden they're gonna lower their expectations.
Oh, season's over. We lost Carson.
They are staying the course. They still believe in the goals that they set forth at the beginning of the year, and I don't think they're going to allow that to really have them overlook the Giants today.
And let's face it, Nick Foles went on a run back just a few years ago where he was putting up historic numbers, winning football games, being really even more than the solid NFL quarterback. So I agree with you. I'm not worried about Nick Foles in the least. What's the final score on Sunday?
Well, speaking of Nicky Six, I think Nick has a big game today. Everybody's worried about whether or not Doug's going to dial the offense down, play a little more conservative. That's not how they got to 11-2. They got to 11-2 by being aggressive, by being the team that sets the tone. I expect them to do that today. I expect Nick to play well. He's going to throw a few touchdowns, and I'm looking at the Eagles winning 31-13.
And I think, what did I say, 38-17?
Yeah.
Here's what I'm saying. On Monday, people are going to be like, wow, Nick Foles is a good quarterback. I think the Eagles are going to look really good today. Big win for the Eagles as they get ready for home field advantage. Ike, go Eagles. We got to win today.
Go Birds.
Go Eagles.
All right, thank you, guys. We're taking a break. When we come back, our fantasy contributor Andy Wheeler joins us and explains why you should spend the next 3 weeks window shopping for next year. But first, a trip up to New York to visit with James Brown.
Thanks, Don Bell. Up next on the NFL Today, we'll preview the huge Patriots-Steelers AFC matchup with the top seed and home field advantage at play, which you'll see later on right here on CBS. Will Nick Foles keep the Eagles flying high? And how will Aaron Rodgers' return impact the NFC playoff race? Our guys will weigh in. More Chevy Sunday kickoff after the break.
PRA Health Sciences is conducting a study of an investigational medication for men ages 18 to 55 who have glucose-6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency, or G6PD. Compensation may be up to $5,350. Call 844-PRA-PINK today.
It's good to be home.
Everyone can't wait to see you.
I guess they couldn't stay up.
To all military members stationed home and overseas, happy holidays from America's best-selling brand. Now get an escape with $4,000 cash back or lease for just $165 a month. That's only $165 a month during the Ford year-end sales event.
Taking a drive to see the holiday lights. Brought some candy so the kids don't fight.
Off to Grandma's to celebrate. Had to detour, so we're gonna be late. Holiday Road.
Get on the holiday road in a Honda Pilot. See your dealer for great holiday deals during the Happy Honda Days sales event.
This time of year is all about family.
And we'd like you to be a part of ours.
So our Chevy employee discount is now available to everyone.
You pay what we pay, and not a cent more.
We're so happy to share this with you.
It's our way of saying happy holidays.
And welcome to the family.
The Chevy family.
Use your employee discount for everyone and trade up to this Silverado All-Star to get a total value of over $11,000. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
PRA Health Sciences is conducting a study of an investigational medication for men ages 18 to 55 who have glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency, or G6PD. Compensation may be up to $5,350. Call 844-PRA-PINK today.
Welcome back to Chevy Sunday Kickoff. Playoff implications, of course, across the NFL today. Buffalo, 27 degrees at kickoff right around 1 o'clock playing the Dolphins. Arizona's in Washington, 49 degrees, also 1 o'clock this afternoon. Down South Carolina playing for their playoff spot, 54. Aaron Rodgers making his return for Green Bay as well. Houston, Jacksonville, 72 degrees at the 1 o'clock kickoff time. Maybe a couple clouds out there. Monday Night Football down in Tampa Bay, 75 degrees, 8:30 kickoff tomorrow night for them. Looking into the middle part of the United States here, Minnesota, a few flurries. Nothing says December football in Minnesota like 31 and flurries. And as you head out west, Tennessee, San Francisco, sunshine and 63, 425 kickoff. Big game here. Rams in Seattle, few rain showers, 49 degrees for kickoff at 4:05. Of course, we're all concerned with the Eagles and the Giants up in the Meadowlands today. 36 degrees for that 1 o'clock kickoff time. Chilly, a little bit mostly cloudy out there as well. Don, let's send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Matt. Time now for the Fantasy Football Report. Joining us, our fantasy football contributor, Andy Wheeler, right, who is the producer of this show. Yeah. He's got no choice but to be here. Yeah. The playoffs now in full swing, and the season coming to a close for some, but you are already looking forward to next season.
You have to be. It's the time of year folks are doing a lot of shopping, Don. Okay. Christmas shopping, they've been window shopping, trying to get the right price, trying to find bargains, maybe even digging through the bargain bin when they get to the store. Draft prep is no different. Never pay retail for something that you can buy at a bargain. So these last 3 weeks, you really need to be focused on one thing in particular. Players having terrible seasons. Maybe they're injured. Maybe their quarterback is injured. But guys, typically that would go in the top end of the draft that are just having bad years. For example, this year I drafted Todd Gurley. Why? He was terrible last season. Folks were down on him, and I knew that I could get him cheap. Either in auctions, snake drafts, it doesn't matter. I have him in 3 teams. Those 3 teams are all in the playoffs, in part because of Gurley.
Flourishing.
Flourishing. When you are looking at these games, you have to assess whether or not they're healthy. Maybe it's the system. Look for a ray of hope and draft them cheap. I'll give you an example. Matt Ryan, 16th among quarterbacks this season in standard scoring. Last season, 2nd in fantasy among quarterbacks and NFL MVP. I'm going to be targeting him in the draft next year because of the fact that he is cheap. Other guys to look at, Mike Evans, T.Y. Hilton, Amari Cooper, Jordan Reed. I love going to the store and looking on the 50% rack, and that's what folks should be doing these next 3 weeks.
All right. By the way, you don't have to tell me about Mike Evans. I have him on one of my teams. I'm like, bro, where you been? All right, give me 3 guys you like.
3 guys I like. Let's start with an obvious one here, the Ravens defense. I targeted them for this specific game, and somebody will win your league because they own the Ravens. They have the Browns, and Baltimore tortures bad quarterbacks. Mohamed Sanu, this guy has been a godsend for owners off the wire. His Falcons take on the worst pass defense in the league when they take on Tampa tomorrow night. Since week 7, he's averaging 5.5 catches a game. And I really do like Nick Foles. Saint Nick! People that lost Carson Wentz are probably sad that they maybe had to pick up Foles and play him in the playoffs. But this week, it's a great matchup. If you had to grab him because you lost Wentz, I'd consider him a lock for around 20 fantasy points today. Hopefully more if, it works out.
By the way, the Giants have the 32nd ranked defense.
Oh, yeah.
Might be a good matchup for Nick today.
Might be a good matchup.
Come on, Nicky.
Yeah, right, exactly.
All right, how can people find you for advice?
People can find me. They can email me at awheeler@cbs3.com, or they can tweet me at the Andy Wheeler. I'll be here until 1 o'clock answering stardom sit-em questions and trying to help everybody out in the playoffs.
It is crunch time.
It is crunch time.
Playoffs with the Andy Wheeler.
That's right.
More kickoff after this.
Automatic emergency braking.
It stopped for you.
Standard on Nissan's most popular models. Hurry, the 2017s are almost gone. Lease the Rogue family for $159 per month, or get a low $99 per month lease on the 2017 Sentra. See Star Wars: The Last Jedi now playing.
The holidays are coming, and so is the family.
Xfinity will have you ready. Xfinity is America's best internet provider according to speedtest.net. Plus, you can get Xfinity Mobile included with your internet, so all you pay for is data. Get ready for the holidays this year with the best in entertainment with the X1 Triple Play for just $89.99 a month for 2 full years with download speed up to 100 megabits per second. Or ask how to upgrade and get a $200 prepaid card. Click, call, or visit a store today.
There's the gift he wants, then there's the gift he needs. This year, they're the same.
Now at Men's Warehouse, take 60% off coats and sweaters. Suits on sale for $199, plus it's buy one, get one free on select items.
You're gonna like the way he looks.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? A beautiful sight. Walking in a winter wonderland.
Naughty or nice, we don't judge. Everyone can get our best deals of the season on select models during Hyundai holidays. Now get the Sonata for a $139 a month lease or 0% APR plus $1,000 bonus cash. Hurry, event ends January 2nd.
Don't miss holiday savings at K&G. Buy one men's suit, get 2 free. Plus Van Heusen Flex Collar dress shirts, 2 for $35. And 'tis the season for men's outerwear. Buy one, get one 50% off. Unwrap big savings at K&G.
Coming up today on CBS 3. Next at noon, it's the NFL Today. Then at 1 p.m., the Jets visit the New Orleans Saints. At 4:25, a pretty good one. The Patriots traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Then at 12:05 a.m., the Jeep Sports Zone with former Eagle John Ritchie. We will break down the game in the Meadowlands. Now we'd like to welcome in Leslie Van Arsdal, who joins us from the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Leslie, got a prediction?
I do. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I do think Nick Foles has a good game. I'm going to say Eagles 28-20.
28-20. So Leslie has a close one.
That's it.
Yeah. Touchdown and 2-point conversion. I'm going to go with a 2-touchdown win for the Eagles here today. I think Nick Foles finds a way to get it done. I don't think Doug Peterson is going to be conservative. He's going to let it rip. We'll see you tonight in the Sports Zone. Enjoy the game.
I guess they couldn't stay up.
Now get an escape with $4,000 cash back or lease for only $165 a month during the Ford year-end sales event.
Every day, thousands of innocent people get hurt in car accidents and slip and falls and think that the insurance company is going to take good care of them. Give me a break. They don't care what happens to you. Get an aggressive lawyer on your side, one who knows what it takes to win. Call me, Rand Spear, the accident lawyer, at 1-800-90-LEGAL. If you've been injured, the man ran.
My schedule doesn't slow down during the holidays, so I've made a gifting game plan. First, I break away from the malls and head to Hand & Stone for gift cards. I score major points with an amazing spa experience at a really affordable price, like a hot stone massage or a rejuvenating facial. I never get penalized for buying the wrong size.
Yeah, Carly, this fits.
And I've let everyone know Hand & Stone is my favorite kind of timeout.
This holiday season, get ahead of the game with gift cards from Hand & Stone.
The one event you've been waiting for is here, Toyotathon. And Toyotathon savings are 3 times bigger at all Sloan Toyota locations because it takes the power of 3 to find the one. Now get a new 2018 Camry, $152 a month, or RAV4s with Safety Sense, $178 a month. Toyotathon is on at Sloan Toyota in Melbourne, Glenside, and Northeast Philly. Searching for a car or truck? Search Sloan.
Save big for the holidays at Model Sporting Goods. Select men's Under Armour fleece tops and bottoms now $39.99. 25% off select men's, women's, or kids' Nike Club fleece or training tops and bottoms. And 25% off select athletic footwear for the family. 50% off Majestic MLB Performance Fleece hoods now $20. And select boys Adidas Trico pants and jackets $24.99 to $29.99. Plus 25% off select Nike NFL jerseys, hoods, and tees. Visit our stores or Models.com to see other great deals and unadvertised prices. For amazing holiday prices, you gotta go to Moe's.
I guess they couldn't stay up.
Now get an escape with $4,000 cash back or lease for only $165 a month during the Ford year-end sales event.
Happy Hanukkah from CBS 3.